Check. All right. Hey, look at here. The Magic people are here today. We got 3 refs. Unlike this morning, we'll be playing games. JV action, JV1 for the Knights versus the Kansas City Saints. They've played a few times together. Let's see here. Russo set his first varsity start earlier this morning, but the game got canceled. So he'll get the JV start. Mossier will be in net for the Saints. We've seen him a few times between the tournaments and the Jamboree, which we just had in Springfield last weekend. Back in Springfield for varsity action next week. JV will be in action Friday night. I believe it's 5:30 or 6, something like that. Varsity will play right after. We'll be at KCIC. JV2 is in action in Wichita right now, playing today and tomorrow. They'll be in action Thursday night also. So Thursday night JV2, Friday JV1 and varsity. And then the varsity will head to Springfield for a couple on Saturday and Sunday. JV1 and JV2 were supposed to play Saturday, but they've canceled that game, with a lot of the players also working double duty with varsity. So instead of a game, they got a mandatory practice. Hey, way to go. Season opener for the JV. Looking to defend their title. There's Mr. Graham. "13 minutes will be on the clock. We're getting ready to head to period 1. Saints have broke the huddle. They're ready to go. Mossier will be in net, I think. Nope, Mossier will not be in net. It'll be Davis Tang for the Saints. Russo for the Knights. Let's see who the Knights will bring out here to open things up. Larson, Neal, and Goins will come out on the forward line. McClin and Brown on the defense. Russo is in net for the Knights. Tang is in net for the Saints. And here we go. It'll be Larson and JJ battling it out here. No, that's not JJ. He's 21. Face-off win. That'll come to Brown. Brown will come over to McClin near side. Sends it up the wall. Touched by Goins. Now bounces ahead to Neal. Neal tries to dump it into the Saints zone. Big collision right at the blue line. Now Neal will chase off into the corner for it. Mitchell will send it down low towards, or back behind Tank. Sent up high. Mitchell knocks it down. Neal comes away with it. Tries to center it to Larson. That's stolen by McIntyre. McIntyre back behind Tank. Sends it up the board. Takes an odd bounce off. Goes around McClin. And here comes Mitchell the other way. Mitchell up the left-hand side. McIntyre stays onside. Mitchell goes down. Now it's to Brown in the corner. He gets forechecked. Now a battle for it up against the corner. Shot deflected off of Neal's skate. Comes wide left. Now cleared by Goins. Race for the puck. Davis will get to it. Being forechecked. Back checked by Larson. In comes Fortner. Up the left-hand side come the Saints. Right through the middle. Poked away by McClin. Look out. Here comes Busher coming the other way. Fortner will go to the middle. Busher. Oh, big check by Davis. Down goes Busher. And we're going to get a penalty on Davis. Elbowing. Okay, I thought the hit was right, no roughing, but they got an elbow up there. So power play goes to the Knights. 11:35 remaining in the first. In comes Big Guns Gunner Smith, wins it off into the far corner. Saints will get to it, try to clear it up the boards. Down into the Knight zone. Back behind Russo, it'll come. Off into the corner, this will be Graham. Graham will touch it up ahead. This will be Busher. Busher will sling it over to Gunner, brings it into the Knight zone, or the Saint zone, down into the corner. Loses the puck, chases it back behind Tang, swings around, takes a shot. Saved by Tang, grabbed by Busher. Cycles it down the wall, nobody there for the Knights. Now Fortner will come over for it. Baby Fortner up the far side, swings out to the middle. Right through the middle, has it poke checked away. Now cleared out in the neutral zone by the Saints. Now it'll be Graham, touches it up. Line changing, comes Busher, he'll take a shot right into the glove of Tang. They'll blow it dead, face off in the Saint zone, 10:45 remaining in the first. 1:11 remaining on the Knights power play. Richter Diaz Lamar will, not Lamar. Yeah, Lamar will come in. McClin and Brown on the defense. Big slapper, Brown goes wide. This will be Richter over there. Grabbed by the Knights, centered up front, grabbed by the Saints now. Tried to clear it. Brown will toe the blue line. Sends it over far side to Richter. Richter will take a shot right in the glove of Tang. They'll blow it dead once again, face off in the Saint zone. Oh, it's Brookfield in there, not Lamar. Knights will keep the D the same with McClin and Brown. In comes Goins, Larson, and Neal once again. Face off tied up at the dot. Sent up the wall. Cleared by the Saints all the way down to Russo. He'll touch it up and leave it for Brown as he'll come around the backside of the net. Cross ice pass off the skate of Neal. And now we're going to get an icing. Pass was a little behind him. He deflected it with his skate, but had such velocity on it, that'll be an icing. Face-off will come back into the Knight zone. Face-off won by the Saints. Now it'll be Moe. He'll grab it in the corner, wheels around the backside of Russo and up the left-hand side. Here comes Big Moe right down the left-hand side. Gets kind of blocked by the ref, loses the puck. Now he'll send it down into the corner. Goins centers it up front, nobody home for the Knights. Pass whiffed on there by the Saints. Stays in the neutral zone. Big check by Goins. Little hip check. Puck comes down. Saints are back to full strength. Touch pass to Larson. Larson up the left-hand side. He'll backhand it down into the Saints zone. Down into the corner. Goins will chase after. Another big check down there by Goins. Here comes JJ, whiffs on the pass. Goins backhands it, kicked off to the side by Tang. Brings it up high to Moe. Sends it back down low, right in front. Larson's there, Neal's there. Battle for the puck. Larson comes away with it, far corner. Cycles it around the boards. Neal was going towards the front. Now he'll cycle down into the corner. Sends it up to Moe. Moe will send it back down low. Cleared up the wall. That bounces past Graham. Now it's a foot race for the puck. Morrison will get there, slaps it. Now Neal gets it over to Larson. Right back to Neal. He'll backhand it up the wall into the Saint zone. Line change for the Knights. 8:35 remaining. The first nice forecheck by Gunner. Gets the steal down in the corner. And has his pocket picked, and now it's a 3-on-1. Saints are coming left. Nice back check by Brown as he comes flying in there trying to even that up. Down into the corner. Now up the wall. This will be Smith. Loses it to Fortner. Fortner will get it to Busher. Busher left. Takes a shot into the glove of Tang. They'll blow a dead face off in the Knight zone. Face off in the Saint zone. Oh, man, I wasn't expecting that. Round the backside of the net. Saints have got it, brings it up high to Brown. Brown will try to send it down. This will be grabbed by JJ. Off the boards, back around the backside of the net. Up the near side. Grabbed by Busher, poked away by the Saints, cleared off the glass, but McClin will hold it in. Popped up in the air. Nice check there by Fortner, and arms in the air, and we're going to get a penalty on Fortner. That was a little late, I guess. Touched up by McClin, and we're going to get an interference. Baby Fortner heads to the box. Saints go to the power play. Saints with a face-off win. Over to Wilson. Popped up by Graham. Now loose right up front. Tipped right into the glove of Russo. Davis with a little tip shot. Russo slung that left paw out. Curtailed the puck. Blowed dead. Face-off in the Knight zone. 7:27 remaining in the first. No score. Saints with another face-off win. Nice block by Brookfield. Rebound goes wide of the net. Off to the far side. This will be Davis. He'll backhand it to Payne. Payne will send it down into the corner. That's JJ. Nice block by Richter. Now up front. Saved by Russo. And another save by Russo. Now kicked off to the side. Brookfield will try to clear it. Round the backside of the net. Sent up front, blocked by Freddie Richter again. Taking a few bullets in the shin guards. Shot saved by Russo. Face off in the Knight zone. 6:35 remaining in the first. Larson's back in there along with Neal. Cleared up the boards by McClin. And we're going to get an offsides as that crossed over the blue line. Sutton didn't like the call. Disagrees, but the refs always win. So face off at neutral ice. Face-off win by Neal comes to McClin, but then stolen by the Saints. Oh, saved by Russo. He was on his back. The net came off. Saints thought they had a goal, but the refs blow it dead with the net coming off its post. Face off all the way down to Neal. Centered up front, nobody there for the Knights. Grabbed by the Saints. Held by Brown right at the blue line, now down into the near corner. Now grabbed by Neal, he'll chip it down into the Saint zone. Chase after it. Battle for the puck back behind the net. That's Larson. That's Neal somewhere down in there. Into the penalty. In comes Fortner. Knights are back to full strength and killed it off. Saints come away with the puck. Up the near side. Blocked up. Chipped out in the neutral zone. Raised for the puck. Graham will get there. Cycles it off the wall. Comes right to Larson. Larson's got time. Back in the own zone. And he comes through the neutral zone. Up the left-hand side. Round the backside of Tang. Cycles it right for Gunner. Back to Fortner. Oh, takes a shot. Just goes over the top of the crossbar. Nice passing by the Knights. Couldn't get it in. Now it's blocked by the Saints. That's cleared out into the neutral zone, into the Knight zone, and that's going to be an icing. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone. 4:51 remaining the first, no score. Smith, Fortner, Busher, Graham, Morrison. Smith wins it back to Morrison, pops off a stick up high, takes a shot, blocked by the Saints. Now backhanded a little lower, down into the corner to Gunner Smith. Battle for the puck up against the wall. Now finally controlled by Payne for the Saints. Out into the neutral zone. This will be to Smith. Smith will bring it near side to Graham. Touched up ahead. Busher will send it down into the Saints zone. Fortner will chase after it. Buckland will come away for it with the Saints. Back behind Tang, sends it over near side, bounces off the wall out into the neutral zone. Graham will backhand it to Morrison. Morrison chips it ahead to Busher. Busher back through the middle, loses it trying to get it back to his forehand. Off into the corner. Fortner and Smith got battling for it. Now it'll come out with the Saints. This will be McIntyre up the right-hand side. Poke check by Graham. Everything slows up. Now McIntyre will rip it around the backside of Russo. Far side. Buckland's over there. Centered up front. Backhand McIntyre saved by Russo. Brought up high. Shot blocked by Smith. Saved by Russo on the shot. Mitchell will send one. That goes wide of the net. Comes over near side. Grabbed by Busher. He'll bring it up the left. Richter fills the middle. Busher loses it up against the wall. Saints come back the other way. Now blocked and grabbed by McClin. Bounces off the wall but can't get it cleared. Far corner, battle for the puck. Comes off to the stick of Richter. Can't get it cleared out here to Brookfield. Where's that Lamar? They're still in temporary uniforms. They change around. It's either Brookfield or Lamar. I'm trying to get clarification. Cleared up the wall. Now out in the neutral zone. This will be JJ coming away with it for the Saints. He'll turn right through the neutral zone. Everybody stays onside, pulls back to his forehand, centers it up front, grabbed by Brown. Brown will kick it off the boards, back out to neutral ice. 2:20 remaining in the first. No score. Now grabbed by McClin. He peels back in front of the house. Nice back check there by the Saints. McClin looked over his shoulder, and there was a Saints player right in front of him. Diaz will send it up the wall, down into the corner. Grabbed by the Saints. Forward check there by Neal. Puts a check on. Larson comes away with a puck. He'll cycle it back down low. Pops out. Here comes JJ for the Saints up the right-hand side. Morrison will send him right. Now he'll go around Morrison up front. Shoots. Saved by Russo. Rebound missed. Comes up front. Big slapper. Another save by Russo. Held by the Saints at the blue line. JJ through the middle. Has it poked away. Now grabbed by Larson. Larson will wheel past Davis. Back behind Russo. Up the boards. Neal misses on that one. They hold it right at the blue line. Now still held at the blue line by Sutton. Saints are applying the pressure now. They've had 7 shots on goal in this first period. Only 2 for the Knights. 1 minute remaining in the first. Oh. Pushed up ahead. Right to the Saints players in the neutral zone. Now kick back into the Knight zone, comes right to the stick of Morrison. He'll kick it up near side to Graham. Graham will swipe at it, trying to get it around Armstrong. Battle for the puck right up front. This will be Busher grabbing a hold of it, sends it up the wall towards Fortner. Fortner will backhand it out in the neutral zone. Big check, down goes Fortner. Loose puck grabbed by Payne for the Saints. Now sent down into the Saint zone. Payne will race for it. Fortner will race for it. Offside, or icing. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone with 13 seconds remaining in the first. No score.
For Larson, you're watching Knights hockey.
Cannot. Held by the Saints right up front, deflected off a skate, goes past Russo. Now grabbed by Brown, 3-2, chipped into the neutral zone. That's the end of the first. And after one, no score. We head to the first intermission.
This game is brought to you by Power Electric. Power puts people first.
Yep, I was muted. My bad. Got a couple other things going on here, so. Now centered up front. Busher will send it out into the neutral zone. Now battle for the puck. Delayed offsides called, grabbed by McIntyre. Up the left-hand side, will get it to Mitchell. Mitchell will look to center. Nobody there for the Saints. That goes right to the stick of Gunnar Smith. Loses it on a body check. Now grabbed by McClin. Poked away by Sutton. Back over near side Brown. Up the wall. Thompson can't hold it. Tipped. Goes into the Saint zone. Buckland will come back, grab this one in the near corner. Round the boards it goes. Far side over to McIntyre. Forecheck by Diaz. Loose puck. Shot goes wide of Tang. Comes over near side. And we're going to get a penalty slash. So Knights will go to the power play, face off in the Saint zone, 11:40 remaining in the first. In will come Neal, Larson, Goins. Morrison and Graham will be on the defense for this power play to the Knights. Larson will send it down into the corner. Saints will try to clear it. Neal holds it, takes a shot. That goes off the side of the net. This will be grabbed by Wilson. He'll sauce one high up into the air. That'll go all the way to the far end. Graham will look over his shoulder. Davis is going to get a forecheck. Brings it up near side, touch by Neal. Grabbed by Larson. Has a poke checked away. Neal will come away with it. Sent back down into the night zone by the Saints. 1:25 remaining on the power play. Grabbed by Morrison to Goins. Sends it around his back, out into the neutral zone. Battle for the puck. Wilson will dump it back into the night zone. This will be Graham in the corner, no pressure. Chips it off the board to Neal. Neal chips it off the board, slapped down by Davis. Now it's sent far side. Larson will come over, grab this one. Sends it off the boards out and for too far out in front of Neal. Neal will hold it though. Comes away with the puck. Right through the middle. Gets squeezed. Saints will send it up the board. Graham will hold it and Larson's going to get a penalty on that one. He's shaking his head no. Ref's shaking his head yes. Roughing Larson, that'll neutralize the power play. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the next 47 seconds, and then the Saints will go to a 1-minute and 13-second power play. Brown, McClin, Smith, and Fortner for the Knights. Grabbed by Smith, poked away there by JJ, comes right to Brown. Brown will send it around the backside of the net to McClin. McClin back over to Brown. Brown up ahead to Fortner. Fortner will kick it out to neutral, right to Gunner Smith. Up the left, Fortner's going right to the middle. Can't get it to him, brings it up high to Brown. He'll take a shot, blocked by Payne. Comes right back to Brown. Sends it to Gunner, right through the middle. Poked away by JJ, down goes Gunner. Brown wanted a penalty, put his arm in the air, but that's not the arm that counts. Now cleared back out to neutral. Race for the puck is JJ and Smith. Smith will come away with it. Now push it up the right-hand side. Saints to the power play. Gunner to the right, takes a shot just over the blocker of Tang. Goes just wide of the net. Now it'll be JJ up the right-hand side, through the middle, loses the puck, comes right to Armstrong, shot, saved by Russo. They'll blow it dead, face off in the night zone. 9:17 remaining the second, still no score. Saints are on the power play for another 51 seconds. Face-off win by the Knights. Right to Brookfield. They'll send it. Now loses it with a little body checking. Down into the Saint zone, but Richter stays after it. Saints will try to clear it off the glass. Held by Graham right at the blue line. Now they'll lose it. Here come the Saints back out to neutral. Now Morrison will go to Graham. Graham will dump it into the Saint zone back behind Tang. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. Cleared out to neutral. This will come to Graham. Graham up ahead into the Saint zone. 10 seconds remaining. They'll put on the brakes, centered up front. Morrison will hold it, takes the shot. Deflected, blocked up front by the Saints. And that's the end of the penalty. Here comes Goins. Right up ahead to Neal. Oh, couldn't get a handle on it. Goes down into the corner. Round the backside of Tang. Brings it up high to Graham. Back down to Neal. Touched over to shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 25, Charlie Larson. From number 71, Chase Neal. And number 20, Carter Graham. And with 8:08 remaining in the second, Knights strike first, take the lead 1-0. Charlie Larson's 7th goal of the season. Dump down into the Saint zone. Goins will chase after it, leaves it for Neal. Now loose puck grabbed by Buckland. Off a skate, here come the Saints the other way. It's a 3-on-3, dumped ahead into the Knight zone off the skate of Brown. Quick shot, saved by Russo off the backhander by Ocasio. Battle down low, Brown, McClin comes away with it. Has it poked away, Saints center, it comes right to the stick of Larson. Larson will bring it up the left-hand side. Neal and Goins will slow up. Neal will go to the bench. Goins goes to the front of the net. Oh, big save by Tang. And we got a fight in front of the net as Goins got pushed over the top of Tang, and the Saints didn't like it, and they went after Goins. Goins lost his bucket. That wasn't on Goins. He got checked and pushed by the Saints right on top of Tang. But the Saints went after him anyways. And that was Mitchell that went after Goins. They're both going to go to the box and chill out for a minute, but that wasn't really on Goins at all. Now, the aftermath may have been, but the initial hit was not. Mitchell and Goins are going to jaw-jack it with each other. They're going to take a look at Tang as he was at the bottom of that mess. Oh, and there, okay, a second player for the Saints went to the box. Poor Tang, he was at the bottom of that pile just trying to figure out why everybody was jumping on top of him. So let's see what the calls here. The refs are still talking about it, trying to figure out why Goins' bucket came flying off. So there's probably something with removing somebody's equipment and then kicking at him. I see a kick. So Massier will come in for Tang as he was down at the bottom of that mess as Goins got checked over the top of him, and then everybody jumped on top of Goins. Refs over talking to the Knights coaches. Only one penalty on the board so far, so 2 minutes. And then I would imagine it's an offset with Goins and Mitchell. And they just kicked them both out of the game. So Goins is gone, Mitchell's gone. And the Knights, the way this is going to shake out, Knights go to the power play. So Knights will bring out Brown and McClin, Smith, Larson, and Fortner. 2-minute power play. Didn't see the call on which penalty it was, so backhander from Larson comes up to Brown. Brown will bring it over near side. McClin, shot! Massier with a save. Comes right back to Gunner. Smith up high to Brown at the blue line. Takes a shot wide of the net. Comes back to Gunners. He tries to squeak one in. Fortner's right there. Mossier jumps on top of it. They'll blow it dead as it was right at the corner of the net. Nice job by Mossier keeping that one out as Gunner tried to sneak it in the back door, and then Fortner was over there poking at it. Saints will switch up a body. We'll face it off in the Saint zone. 6:55 remaining in the second. 1-0 Knights. Face off comes high to McClin. Sends it D to Brown. Skates in, takes a shot. Mossier with a save. Hit him right in the chest. Smothered that one up. Another face off in the Saint zone. Comes up high, McClin. McClin over to Brown. Whiffs on the slapper, but bounces around. Nice job by Fortner holding that in. Comes right to the stick of Larson. Larson will send one. Tipped by Gunner. Saved by Mossier. Round the backside. Mossier's lost his stick. Now he'll get a chance to get it as the puck gets cleared out into the Knight zone. And now we got more action. This is Gunner. And I think that was JJ. I don't know what was going on back behind the net. Mossier's sticks went from about 3 feet from the net all the way over to the wall, so I'm imagining it probably has something to do with kicking the stick away. Gunner and JJ will go to the net for offsets. Face-off will come to neutral. Bring it down. All right, offsetting 2 minutes there. They will both go on the board. Face-off will come back to neutral. Richter, Neal, Busher in. Morrison, face-off comes to Neal. Neal up the left-hand side, has it poked away. Comes right back to Richter. Now back out to neutral. Graham will dump it. Now the Knights will go chase it. Comes right to Mossier. He'll poke it. Payne will clear it. Now grabbed by Graham. Pushed ahead, deflected off a Saint skate. Comes all the way into the Saint zone. Clearing pass bounces off Busher, but comes out into the neutral zone all the way down to the Knight zone. This will be Graham. Looks over his shoulder. Sends it up to Neal. Now slap back in, blocked by Neal. Now Neal up the left-hand side. And cleared by the Saints once again. 15 seconds remaining on the power play for the Knights. Then we'll have a 4-on-4 skate. No, it'll stay 5-on-4. Never mind. Those are offsets. They just happen to get onto the board. So now it's back to full strength for the Saints. Gunner and JJ will not be able to come out once that clock hits 0 because there's 5 skaters on each side. They'll have to wait for the first whistle. Poked head right up front. Saved by Russo! Went right past Graham's stick, and now we got an arm in the air, and we're going to get a penalty, and this is going to be on the Knights as Busher touches it up, and we're going to get roughing on Graham. Saints will go to the power play. Man, Russo had a big save right there in front of the net. That puck just trickled right into the crease, and a Saints player happened to be right there. Russo was ready for it. So power play for the Saints, 2 minutes. Probably see 22 seconds still showing for those players, but they cannot come out until the penalties expire and there's a whistle. Diaz battling up against the wall. Lamar in there. Saints come away with it. Diaz still battling up against the wall. Trickles out down low towards Brown. Saints centered up front. Grabbed by McClin. He'll clear it off the boards. Diaz will chase after. Nice forecheck by Diaz. Chip pass goes to Thompson around the boards up high to Armstrong. Held by Brown right at the blue line. Oh, he tried to pinch it up against the wall. Trickled out. Comes to McClin. Sends it back in the other way towards Lamar or Brookfield. One of the two. Blocked by McClin. Down into the Saints zone. This will be Sutton grabbing it back behind the net. Cleared by the Saints down into the Knights zone. This will be grabbed by McClin down low into the Knights zone. He'll come right up through the middle. Into neutral. Peels off to the far left. Dumps it into the Saints zone. Comes back behind Mossier. McClin went right. Puck comes left. Here comes Davis. He'll push it ahead. Up to Wilson. Takes a shot past the net. Held by McIntyre. .22 seconds left on the Saints power play. Larson battling far corner for the puck. Shot, glove save by Russo. 9 seconds remaining on the power play. Smith and JJ will now exit the sin bin. So Larson, Busher, Fortner, and Morrison. Saints win the faceoff. Whiff on the pass. Busher almost kicked it into the neutral zone. Now Morrison will try to clear it. Saints hold it. Poked away by Morrison. That's the end of the penalty. In comes Graham. Knights are back to full strength. Battle far corner. Morrison in there. Trickles up high to the Saints. Blocked away by Larson up front. Wilson holds it. Fortner's right there. Wilson will come away with it. Sends it up the boards. Shot saved by Russo. Comes over near side. This will be Larson. Right up through the middle. 2:14 remaining in the second. Here comes Larson up the left. Takes a shot. Just past that blocker of Mossier. Skates all the way in down low. Comes away with the puck. Now loses it right at the blue line. And we're going to get a penalty. Slashing. And that'll be on Buckland. So now the Knights will go to the power play. Face-off will be in the Saint zone. 2 minutes remaining in the period. 2 minutes on the clock for the penalty. Smith, Neal, and Knights have too many. Busher. Fortner will climb back over the wall. Morrison and Graham will stay in on the defense. Face-off. Comes to Busher. Shot from Graham. Gets deflected. Goes wide. Backhander by Smith. Nobody there for the Knights. Saints will try to clear it. Graham will hold it at the blue line. Sends it into Smith. Goes around Payne. Takes a shot. Mossier with a save. Comes up high to Morrison. He'll take a shot. Goes wide left. Neal comes away with it down in the corner. Now him and Payne will battle for the puck. Smith comes away with it, takes a shot, deflected and goes into the near corner. Smith up high to Graham. Graham sends it back down. That's Pat down into the corner. Busher will battle behind the net. Neal will come away with it, chips it up the wall to Smith. Smith's got room. Nice cross-ice pass to Morrison, takes a shot. Blocker save, Mossier. Back to Smith, peels back into the wall. Centers to Neal, shot! Mossier with a save, cleared by the Saints. And we're going to get a penalty. Elbowing, I believe that's on the Knights. Yep, that's Busher. So 53 seconds remaining in the period. This will be a 4-on-4 for 53 seconds, and then the Saints will start the third with a power play. Larson, Richter. Brookfield and Brown. Richter wins it to McClin. McClin behind the boards over to Brown. Brown up ahead, out into the neutral zone. Grabbed by the Saints. Slung over near boards. This will be held by Brookfield. Down into the Saint zone, has it lost to a poke check by the Saints. Now battle for the puck. Saints will clear it back out to neutral. Sutton up the left-hand side. Takes a shot right into the glove of Russo. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Knight zone. 21 seconds remaining in the period. Baby Fortner and Larson will check in on the forwards. Graham and Morrison will check in on the defense. Knights will switch it all up. Face off to Morrison, pokes it into the corner. Battle for the puck. Saints come away with it. JJ with a shot. Has it blocked. Fortner will battle for it. Sends it up the boards. That's going to be an icing. I don't think he realized it was a 4-on-4. So face-off will come back into the Knight zone with 6.3 seconds remaining in the period. JV2 is live on the Knights Facebook page. See if we can see what the score is. Get you a scoring update if we can. Saints win it. Shot. Saved by Russo just as the period expires. And that's the end of the second. After 2, Knights 1, Saints 0. Saints will start the third on a power play, 1:07 remaining in that period.
This game brought to you by CK Print and Design, your one-stop print shop.
What's that? Oh, so the score of the JV2 game is 0-0. They're still warming up, so. Da-da-da, da-da-da. There's your ESPN update. Do you have Amy's number? Can you text her? Tell Carter to look at his phone. Face off neutral. Freddie Richter comes away with it. And the Saints kick it right back to neutral. That'll be to Brown. He'll sling one. That's blocked down by Payne. Now sent back out to neutral. Popped up in the air. Buckland will come away with it. Brown will send him wide right. Cycles it up the board to Brother Payne. That's deflected, pops up, goes off far corner. McClin backhands it, but this is going to be held in by the Saints and cleared by Richter. Nice forecheck by the Knights. Comes right out, Mossier right to his stick. He'll clear it up to Williams, out into the neutral zone. That'll come to Brown. Brown will send it right back into the Saints zone. 15 seconds remaining on the Saints power play. McClin holds it. Now McClin will go D to D to Brown. Chipped up the boards into the power play. In comes Fortner. Nice forecheck by Gunner, but can't get a hold of the puck. Buckland will come away with it. McClin slows that up. Slows up another one. Now sent up the boards, but the Saints will hold it in. Now Gunner will come away with the puck. Up the left-hand side comes Smith. Takes a shot just over the right shoulder. Goes off far corner. Larson will hold it up against the boards. Comes away with the puck. Right down the blue line comes Larson. Round the back side of the net. Back to the middle. Tried to poke it to Gunner. Has it poked away. Comes out to neutral. They'll have to reset it. Over to Graham. Graham slaps it back out to neutral. Fortner slows it up. Comes down into the corner. This is going to be Graham. Right to Fortner. Held by the Saints at the blue line. Dump back down into the Knight zone to Graham. Graham will send it around the boards. Goes to Morrison. Pushed ahead to Smith. Now trickled back behind the net. This will be Larson. To Graham. Up ahead to Fortner. Backhanded. Now Fortner up the left-hand side. Up, and somebody lost a mouthpiece. I think that was Fortner. Saints come away with the puck up the left-hand side. Shot right into the glove of Russo. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Knight zone. 10-14 remaining in the game. Knights leading 1-0. And it was Fortner's mouthpiece. Ref thought about picking it up, and I don't want to touch that thing. Richter, Diaz. I think that's Lamar. Keep bouncing back and forth. I don't know which one it is. I'd be glad when the jerseys finally show up. So we got nameplates on there and set numbers. Quick shot, Russo with a save. Rebound, Russo with another save. Round the board, Richter sends the puck. Right back up front, Russo with another save. 3 quick shots by the Saints. Centered up front, right past the stick of McIntyre. Russo dove for it. Couldn't reach it. Saints come away with it. Davis up the board. Slapper blocked down by Richter. Right up front. Saved by Russo again. And another save by Russo. 5 quick saves by Russo right in front. Way to go, Junior. Knights will switch everything up. A lot of pressure there by the Saints. Neal, Smith, Busher head in here. Morrison and Carter on the defense. This will be Smith. Chips it around the boards. Back behind Russo. Into the near corner. Pushing it up ahead to Busher. Busher will tries to push it up ahead. Saints hold it. Now Morrison behind the net. Now finally grabbed by Smith. Backhands it over to Busher up the left. Neal goes to the middle. And Neal's offsides. Busher made a left-hand turn right at the blue line, slowing up, and Neal went flying into the zone. Offsides of the call, comes back out to neutral. Backhand goes to Morrison. Morrison will kick it down into the Saint zone. Neal will chase after it. Sent up the boards, Morrison. Right underneath his feet. And we're going to get a high stick. That'll be on Smith. Saints will go to the power play with 8:46 remaining in the game. 2 minutes high sticking Smith. Face-off will be in the Saint zone. McClin, Brown, Larson, Baby Fortner in here on this penalty kill. Larson wins it, chips it into the neutral zone. Brown will chase after it. Saints will get there first. Oh, nice job by Brown as he got his body in the way, grabs the puck, sauces it right back into the Saint zone. Larson will chase after it. Larson will get there first, battles up against the boards. Trickles near side. Now here comes the Saints. This will be Buckland up the right-hand side. Loses the puck. Now Fortner will pin him up against the boards. Here comes Larson. McClin's waiting for it. Trickles out right to McClin. Backhands it back up the boards towards Larson. Deflected, goes far side. Fortner loses the puck. Now it's Brown. He'll sauce one. That's going to be a high stick by Fortner. Larson can't touch it or they're going to blow it dead, and there's the whistle. Faceoff will come back out to neutral with 7:54 remaining in the game. Saints are on the power play. Actually, it's going to come all the way to the Knight zone for that high stick call. Richter, Lamar will check in. Morrison and Graham on the defense. Oh, it is Brookfield. Okay. I got clarification. Brookfield is 22. I've got him written down as 4 from earlier in the season. Saved by Russo right into the glove. Another face-off here in the Knight zone. So Richter, Brookfield, Morrison, Graham. Face-off won by the Saints. They'll come D to D. McIntyre holds it in. Shot on Russo. He'll cover this one up. Another face-off in the Knight zone. Face-off comes to Graham. His clearing pass is deflected, held in by the Saints. Comes all the way back into the near corner. Up the wall, JJ. He's going to send it to McIntyre. He goes a slapper. That goes off into the far corner. Morrison up to Brookfield. Brookfield can't get it cleared. Morrison will send it off the glass. McIntyre will bring it D to D over here to JJ. JJ dangling through the middle, off to the far left. Now peels back for some time and space. He'll leave it for Wilson. Pestered by Brookfield. Skates in, takes a shot. Russo with a save. Now kicked off to the far corner. Brookfield will try to clear it. Held in by McIntyre. Wilson with a big slapper. Goes up high over Russo. Morrison around the boards. Held in by Wilson to Thayer. Thayer with a shot. Wide left. Far side. In comes Smith. That's the end of the penalty. Knights are back to full strength. Shot deflected. Goes up high over Russo. Brings it up high to Thayer. Forecheck by Smith. Smith comes away with it. Up the left-hand side. Takes a shot, deflected by the Saints, goes off far corner. McIntyre rides Smith into the corner. Fortner's over there. Now it'll trickle up high. Brown with a slapper. Blocked up front. McIntyre with the puck. Loses it. Fortner comes away with it. Now loose puck. This will be McIntyre. Up. Fortner's going to go to the box for tripping. Stick got tied into the legs of McIntyre. McIntyre went down and icing's the call. Tripping's going to be the penalty. Saints will go to the power play. 5:59 remaining in the game. Saints to another power play. Tripping on Fortner. He let go of his twig, but Didn't matter at that point. Well, now there's a debate because there was an icing and a penalty, so for some reason they're going to face it off here at neutral. So Diaz, Neal, McClin, and Brown. Neal and Buckland will battle it out. Slapped ahead, Saints win it. Comes to Neal. He'll kick it right back into the Saint zone. Now Payne up the left. Neal slows him up. Entry pass off of Neal comes right to the stick of Diaz. Diaz will clear it back out to neutral. Now here comes Buckland. Up the left to his forehand. Shot goes high at Russo. Comes over near side. McClin's there battling Williams. Neal's in. Diaz is in there. Right up front. Shot. Russo with a save. And here we go with some more action right in front of the net. Face-off will be in the Knights zone. 5:18 remaining in the game. Knights leading 1-0. Saints are on the power play. In comes Smith and Larson. Brown and McClin will stay in on the defense. Saints with the face-off win. Comes up high. Payne with a shot. Wide left. Far side, Davis and Smith will battle for it. Brown's clearing pass. He whiffs on that. Comes away with it. Now Saucet bounces it off of Smith, so stays in the Saint zone. Now it'll come over near side towards Larson. His backhander won't get cleared. Payne with a shot. Goes wide. Deflected by Davis. Oh, nice job by Russo as he sat on that one. That deflection was going right back to the 5-hole, and Russo squeezed her up and kept it out of the net. Down to the corner, Graham will ride it around the boards, right to Sutton, his shot. Whoa! Deflected by Morrison up front and goes right over the top of the net. That shot was going wide. Now Gunner comes away with it. He'll bring it up the right-hand side. Larson stays onside, checked up against the boards right at the Saints bench from that shot of Wilson. Comes back to Larson up front. There's Gunner battling for it. Now it's McIntyre. Up ahead to Davis. Davis with a shot wide of the net. McIntyre holds, sends it back up front, right into the glove of Russo. They'll blow it dead. 4:19 remaining in the game. Neal and Busher will come in. 20 seconds remaining on Baby Fortner's tripping penalty. McClin and Brown on the defense. Neal pushes it ahead, battles for the puck, kicks it over to Busher. Busher backhands it out to neutral. Neal with a big oh, he's going to go to the box. So Neal off to the box for roughing, 6 seconds remaining. So Saints will have a 5-on-3 for 6 seconds, then Fortner will come out. Larson, Brown, and McClin. Larson wins it up, held by Payne. Sends it over to JJ. JJ with a shot, deflected up high in the air. Now it's a 5-on-4 as in comes Fortner. Back behind Russo, peels around, saved by Russo. Brown off the boards, held by the Saints. Along the blue lines, JJ. Over near side to Payne. Now cleared by McClin. Touched up by Mossier. Nice forecheck, Fortner! Wrap around, run in front, shoots! Mossier with another save off of Larson. Brought up high. And Brown's gonna be offsides. Oh, nice job by Fortner on the forecheck. Comes away with a puck. Can't get it in that back door. Pops up right to Larson. He takes a shot. Mossier with another save. Richter and Brookfield. Graham and Morrison. Minute 15 remaining on the power play for the Saints. Trailing 1-0. Comes away with the faceoff. Morrison will send him wide left up against the boards. Peels back. Davis sends it up high to Thompson. Thompson will send it over near side out in front of the arm stretch of Wilson. Trickles up high to Richter. Richter up the left-hand side. Chips it down the boards. That's going to go into the Saint zone. He'll go chase after it. So does Brookfield. Richter will get it in the corner. Now loses it. This will be Wilson. Round the boards up high. McIntyre pushes it ahead. Davis puts on the brakes. Poked away by Morrison. Cleared by Morrison to Brookfield. Down into the Saint zone. This will be Thompson. Grabs that one before Brookfield can get control of it. Round Mossier and up the near side. Nice forecheck by Larson. Now pops to neutral. Morrison will send one down into the near corner. 20 seconds remaining on the power play for the Saints. Right to Graham. Kick back into the Saint zone. Oh, no, they were off. Thought that was too many. Round the boards, 5 seconds remaining. Larson continued to forecheck, comes up high. Graham sends one, deflected, right to Mossier. Just as the penalty ends, Neal's out of the box. In comes Busher. Face-off will be in the Saint zone with 2:02 remaining in the game. Wouldn't be such a rush if Saints with a face-off win up the boards, held by Brown. Brown looking, sends one, deflected. Mossier with a blocker save. Busher grabs the puck in the far corner. Brings it up high. Right past Larson comes to McClin. McClin tries to backhand it down low. Saints come away with it. Poked by McClin. Here come the Saints. Takes a shot. Russo with a save. Brown will grab it up the boards. Looking for Mossier to get pulled. 1:30 remaining. Cleared out in the neutral by the Knights. Smith will chase after it. Saints get to it. Up the boards. Busher can't slap it down. Comes to McClin. He'll send it back over near side to Busher. Has his pocket stolen by Buckland. Now he'll lose the puck to Brown. Brown up ahead towards Fortner into the Saint zone. Battle right there at the blue line. Fortner comes away with it. Sends one down low. That'll go wide of the net. 50 seconds remaining in the game. Fortner chases after it. Kicked by the Saints. Grabbed by Richter. Saints come away with it. But held up once again by Fortner. Centered up front. Comes right to Neal. Now, he can't get away with it. Here comes Buckland. Now Mossier is gone. Empty net. Comes right to the McClin. McClin will push it ahead to Neal. Up the left-hand side. Loses it to a poke check. Wilson's going to come the other way. Right back to Richter. Over towards Neal. Battle at the red line. Sent down towards Russo. Pushed away. 5 seconds. 4. Brown's got it. 3, 2, 1. And that's the game. Knights win the season opener 1-0. They'll touch it up here at neutral ice. Final score, Knights 1, Saints 0. We'll be back tomorrow. More varsity and JV action. Rockhurst will be on the agenda. Times are, I gotta wait for the official times. My memory's losing it here a little bit. I think it's 1 something and 3:30, I think. There we go. Varsity action 1:45 and JV action 3:30. Rockhurst on the agenda. We'll see you tomorrow. And JV2 on Facebook will be at 10:15 down in Wichita. Thanks for joining us. Final score, Knights 1, Saints 0.